Hi, Clout Chasers. How are you guys doing today? It's your girl, Mousy, and I am the ultimate SL Clout Chaser. First of all, thank you so much for tuning in. I know there are many places you could be, so thank you for spending the time with me. And you are also spending the time with Rick from Alantori. He is the owner of Alantori. He is well-versed in mesh clothing, hair for men and women. He's currently giving out a free bento mesh body for men, and that is like huge because there aren't a lot of free items out there for guys, especially advanced technology baked on mesh bento heads as well as a bento body. So we're going to talk to Rick about how Alantori got started. How did he end up learning how to mesh hair, bodies, things like that? What projects are up and coming in the future for Alantori? How he ended up being the event organizer for Manly Weekend, and maybe how you guys can start your own SL businesses, as he's willing to provide tips and tricks today. And lastly,
that's a lot.
Yeah, it's a lot. And yeah, so you guys are in for a treat. Grab your snacks, grab your drinks. And lastly, he's going to talk about his opinion of SL and what the future of SL can possibly be. So Rick, thank you so much for coming and taking all my questions and answering them and just spending time with us. So, and allowing us to pick your brain. How are you doing?
Thank you very much for having me. I'm really blessed to have to be on the show. And I'm really happy to talk about Alantori and about and giving advice about starting a business here in Second Life. So let's go.
Yeah, let's go. Tell us a little bit about yourself. Where are you from? How did you end up in Second Life? We're dying to know.
Well, thank you very much for having me on the show. I'm really blessed to be on the show and to answer all your questions. So my name is Rick. I'm 31 years old and I'm from Holland. And I'm in Second Life already since 2006. So I'm an oldie.
An oldie and a goodie.
Yeah.
Okay, so listen, you've been in Second Life for a long time at this point. And I feel like in my experience, people who've been on for a long time are not only well-versed in the platform and how it works and the culture of SL, but also you guys are very business-minded, a lot of you who've been on here for a while. Can you tell us, like, how did you go from everyday Second Day Life users to just like hanging out, chatting with friends, exploring and shopping and whatever else you may have done in your past to becoming an SL business owner? How did that transition happen?
Long story or short story?
Whatever you choose to tell, we're all ears.
So I started in 2006, basically with the basic stuff, like making stuff with prims. And in 2011, I started Alantori, and I started with creating skins and prim hair, because basically back in the day we had primitives. That was a lot of work. Nowadays, mesh is easier. I will get back to that a little bit later, how to make the mesh and stuff. Yeah, it's going so far good. I mean, 2011 I started, and here we are today, 2020.
So when did you decide, I'm not coming on SL to play around anymore. Now I have an idea for a business. And how did you start? Did you just, I guess because Prims is different from mesh. So there wasn't Blender back then. So you just started like sculpting materials in your spare time on your platform. Is that how you start?
No. So what I did is I started basically with the Prims, and back in the day you had like this program. I don't even know if this still exists, but there was this program or this system that you could use here in Second Life and make prim hair into mesh hair.
Okay.
It was like a tool that you could use. Nowadays, of course, it's a Blender. I'm still learning. I mean, I'm still trying to get better and make more realism in the hair. So yeah, it's just a learning curve basically. It's 2020, and I still need a lot. I still need to learn a lot.
What I'm hearing is that, so when you made the decision to become a business owner, or where it was a seed in your mind, you just started tinkering and learning new programs and just practicing and trying to perfect your craft.
A lot of practicing.
Okay, that's a lot of practicing. So now we're in 2020, and so a lot of creators are using Maya or Blender or whatever system that they use. So as a new wannabe creator, how much time would I need to spend in Blender to be proficient enough to put out a product?
Well, mesh evolves and quality evolves too. So, I mean, it really depends on what you want to make, of course. I mean, what I basically suggest is to start watching tutorials on YouTube. Start making some mesh with some tutorials. As I started making the really basic stuff, like for example a plate or a wall, or a basic table, for example. Those are things that you can learn watching these tutorials on YouTube, and I think these are very, very handy. I mean, I learned everything on YouTube basically, so this is a very, very good tool, I think. But how long would it take to make your first mesh? Really depends on dedication and on time. But I think after 1 week, you can already start building some basic meshes. Yeah.
Okay, so it sounds like whatever you put in is what you're going to get out. So if you're a quick study and you learn all the technicalities and you're watching videos on how to and you're able to troubleshoot and you
Yeah.
spend, maybe 2 or 3 hours a day, would you say within a week, or would it be more like a month or 3 months in order to be like a decent Blender or Maya user?
This really depends on your dedication and time, but I would say after 2 weeks of trying, I think you can already get some basic meshes out. And my biggest tip in that is that you use the program every day, like just take about an hour, I would say, in order to practice a little bit and trying new stuff instead of just spending 1 day and then 8 hours on this program, because then you go crazy, of course.
Yeah, yeah. So it's like about just learning and mastering things in a digestible amount of time. So we
Yeah.
don't want to burn ourselves out. Yeah, totally makes sense. So from what point of tinkering for you, like just playing around, creating items on your platform and trying to figure out how maybe programs worked, how long did it take you from that time period to actually having your first item ready for public consumption?
I think it took. Well, it really depends um, on what item you're talking about. Because a skin, for example, a skin can take, I don't know, like 5 days, but can also take up to 4 or 5 weeks. I mean, I'm at the moment busy with the skin for women. This
Mhm.
is going to be a very, very detailed skin, and also because it has also a body applier included, and this just takes a very, very long time to make. So yeah,
Okay.
this took me about 5 weeks till now, and I hope I'm gonna release it later on this week.
Awesome. And I will be sure to cover it when you do. So, guys, if you're not aware, Alantori sells skins for both men and women for many brands like Katwa, Laluka. It's also Omega applier compatible and also baked on mesh, some of the skins. Alantori also sells hair for men and women, beards for men and women,
Yeah.
and clothes for men and women. Right now, if I'm not mistaken, because I'm kind of checking you out right now, Rick, it looks like you're wearing your own hair and beard. Is that correct? And skin.
Yes.
You're wearing your own
Yeah.
skin. Tell us what you're wearing now that belongs to you, and kind of what was your favorite item to wear that you're currently wearing? Your
Well,
favorite item to make that you're currently wearing. Let me just rephrase that.
I think the hair. The hair
Really?
is some. Yeah, the hair is something that I really I like this style. So yeah, that's the reason why I'm looking a lot on Pinterest on new ideas for new hairstyles. So that's also an advice that I can give to starter creators. Look on Pinterest to find new ideas. The skin I'm wearing is the Liam skin, and the beard is also available in the store. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So which is easier to make, skins, hair, or clothes?
Hair is the easiest.
Okay, the hair is the easiest. Okay, that's awesome. So one thing I noticed about your hair is because I am a hair junkie. I'm currently wearing Alan Torrey's hair. This is the Olivia hair. I've received lots of compliments on it. And I did a couple of videos. My past 3 videos features this hair and also an art gallery video. So if you guys want to check it out up close, you can, because right now this is an interview setting so that you can see sort of the detailing and textures in it. You have amazing textures, amazing detailing. Um, as a hair junkie, one thing that I've noticed is that your HUD includes 100 and something plus colors, and you don't break them out in terms of blondes, browns, things like that.
Correct.
Why do you do that? Because that's First of all, thank you for doing that. It saves me a lot of money. Why do you do that?
Well, because I'm a user myself too, and what I hate is when I go to a store and I like a hairstyle and I have to buy all these color packs. I don't want to spend a ton of money just by having the same hair, but then in different colors. So if you want to change your avatar, let's say you want to be a ginger and you want to have some red hair, for example. You can do that with the HUD, but then the next day you want to have some brown or black hair, for example. You can just use the same HUD. In our HUD, I made now over 140 colors, and this is just a variety of different colors, including also ombres, whites, whatever. And I think it's very important because, again, you want to have some diversity, and it's also cool to wear the hair in different on different avatars and also with different outfits, because not all outfits match with like all your browns or all your black hairs. You know what I mean?
That's true. So you want different hues and tones.
Yes, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, so I appreciate that. So you're looking at it from the perspective of consumer, and you say, as a
Yes,
consumer,
definitely.
it could be really costly to buy all these different color HUDs. So let me just offer it this way, and we really appreciate that.
Exactly.
So yeah, and so you told us a little bit of how you go from an idea to production. You look at Pinterest and other sites to see what the trends are and try to replicate that and bring that to us in SL. Do
Yeah.
you outsource any part of your production? Because not only do you have a sim, you have a really active, entertaining Alantori Group. Alantori Group is a great group of people. I'm in that group, and I'll tell you why shortly. It's because of the mesh bento body, and they're just chatting, talking, cutting it up all day. It's a lot of fun. But often you have to provide customer service to the people in the group, customer service for the many events that you're in, like the Stay at Home Club, Manly Weekend, 35 Linden Saturday sale, and you're creating these hairs, these clothes, and skins for both sexes.
Mhm.
Are you outsourcing any of this?
Yeah. Yes. Like, for example, the hairstyles for women, I outsource. I have a woman that makes the women's hairstyles. Why? Because I have no idea what's going on in fashion for women. So when it comes to hair, so yeah, that's something that I outsource, and I also outsource the rigging for clothes, for example.
Okay, so we talked a little bit about creating a mesh, but creating a mesh, there's a little bit more involved in it. So there's
Yeah.
creating the actual mesh, which is the foundation of your outfit. There's the texturing, which is the color. So you can see both Rick and I. Rick is wearing pinstripes. I'm wearing like this bright, bold yellow plaid. So you have to have a master texturer, and then you also need to have rigging for someone who could create fits to specific bodies. Yeah, so that's a lot. I didn't even think about that with the clothes. So you outsource the rigging part of it, and you outsource hair. Do you mind telling us, who do you outsource to? Like, is it just a specific person, or is it like someone on Fiverr or a freelancer, or can you use any of those? This is for our new creators who want to know.
Yes. This is a little secret, actually. Not sure if I should share this, to be honest.
Trade secrets here. Ears perking up.
Oh God, oh God. But only on this channel, though. So this is a reason to subscribe to Mousy, okay?
Appreciate the exclusive, Rick.
So Fiverr is an excellent way of outsourcing. There are a lot of 3D creators on Fiverr. So what I did is I found this girl that makes the women's hair, and she did an amazing job, in my opinion. She was completely new to Second Life, though, so she needed to learn how Second Life worked and everything, and spent a lot of time with her. But she basically makes the 3D models for the women's hair. Yeah.
I have to say, I agree with you 1,000%. I was just talking to Junie. She's another up and coming SL YouTuber, and she meshes as well. And I told her, like, you don't have to do everything. Fiverr is a great resource for me. I'm not a master, like, say, at editing videos or doing things like that, or even creating my YouTube banner. I outsource a lot of these things that I'm unable to do, because sometimes it's a matter of just getting your dream out there and just starting. It's just starting and walking the path. Okay, so we talked about that. How long does it take you from an idea to actually getting a new product, just having an idea to actually having a product on the shelves?
That really depends on what you offer. For me, it's very, very high quality product. So my biggest advice for new designers is to not rush things. Take the time to make something good. Like I spent on the color hut, for example, it took me, I think, a full-time week to make the hut with all the colors and stuff. But what's really good about it is that you can use it with all the Alantori hairstyles.
Yeah, I've noticed that. So you guys hear Rick telling us, listen, there's no time frame on anything really. It took him literally 5 weeks to work on this new skin that he's going to reveal shortly. It could take a week to work on maybe a hair that you feel comfortable making, and depending on your skill set and your level of dedication and the time that you're willing to put in. So it's all up to you, but obviously you want to put out a quality product, so don't rush either. So
Yeah.
with that being said, Rick, do you think it's possible? Well, actually, do you think it's possible to open an SL business, like say of your size and who that has your reputation as a hobby business, or is this something you'd have to commit to full time? What do you
This
do?
is this is an absolute full-time job. I mean, I started in 2011 as a hobby, and this was basically, something that I like to do in my free time. Nowadays, it's a full-time job. This is my yeah. This is where I earn my money with. So as a hobby, yes, you can do it, but you wouldn't be so
Successful,
I,
huh?
yeah. Well, I wouldn't call myself successful, but if you wanna offer something good, you need to spend a lot of time in. And what a lot of people I think forget is customer relations. For me, it's very, very important to listen to the customer. What does the customer want? Like, for example, the hairstyles that we were just talking about, the variety in colors. This was something that was requested a lot. Like, can we have the hairstyles in more colors? So I listened to that, and I try my best basically for my clients, and it takes a lot of time to help everyone. So to do this as a hobby or to do it part time, it's hardcore. I'm telling you, this is a full-time job if you want to be successful.
How many hours are you working on this store in Manly Weekend, would you say, per day or week?
Too much.
That's
I think at least 12 hours a day.
a lot.
Yeah, and that's why I'm really happy with Kara, because Kara is my manager. She's basically doing most of the questions, and she's helping me with testing skins, testing new hairstyles. So I'm really happy with her, to do these things. Yeah, she is very, very helpful.
It sounds like it. I mean, because it sounds like you have definitely a plate full. So, how important is it? And when should you, as a new creator, get help? Like, can you do everything on your own for a little while, or is it important to be able to recognize that you need talented people on your team? And when should you get them? And what if I can't afford to pay a person? How do I work around this stuff?
Complicated question. A lot of questions in one. In
Okay.
one. What was the first question?
The
Sorry.
first question, let me break it down. So the first question is, do you need help immediately when you start your business? And if not, at what point should you get help?
Marketing is very, very important. I think if you just come to Second Life, I think you don't know how to marketing. So my biggest advice in that is to start with sales groups, like I don't know, like the Manly Weekend, for example, or Happy Weekend, or 30 Linen Saturday. I think that's a really good way of promoting your brand, basically, to get your name out. That's very, very important, because you can have the best product, but if nobody knows about this, then you're not going to sell.
Okay, I actually think that answers many questions in one. So you're dropping some major jewels on us. So you've told us, A, that you must perfect your craft. You have to work at it. You have to dedicate and set some time aside to practice. You can't just release garbage because no one's going to buy garbage. And we all can agree with that. And then the second thing you told us was it was important to have the right people in the right places, which we'll get into a little bit more in a second. The third thing was not just knowing what your limitations are. It's not important to be great at everything. It's important that you know when to outsource things and what to keep in house because that's part of quality control. You want everything to look the best that it possibly can. And you gave us some trade secrets about that. So, getting back into the marketing aspect of it, or we talked about marketing briefly, we touched on that offline, but in having employees or having someone to help. You said for a new creator, you told me the most important thing is going to be marketing and visibility. Can you talk to us about that a little bit?
Yeah, so my biggest advice is to start making a very very good item. Of course, a high quality product sells. If you make something low quality or something that is not done yet, don't sell it and then update it in the future. I would just really focus on one thing, make it perfect, and then try to sell it. Um, if you have the good product, then it's also very very important to market it. So what do you need for this? You need a Facebook page, you need a Flickr page, you need an Instagram. I would suggest. Um, I would also join some sales groups, like for example, the Manly Weekend or the Happy Weekend or the I don't know anything. Or the 30 Linen Saturday is also a very good one. I mean, there are a lot of these sales groups that are very good to help your name out. So yeah, I hope that answers a bit your question actually.
It does. So you're saying that the key employee or the key staff member is going to be the marketing person or the PR person. Um, yes,
Which
so
can be
that does help.
yourself, huh?
And
Which
it
can
could
be
be
yourself.
yourself. Yeah, it
Yeah,
could
I
be
mean,
yourself.
yeah, that's myself in this case. I mean, I'm doing marketing and I'm still trying to find ways of getting the brand and the name out. Um, and it's also something that I mean, we creators don't really like to share ideas in general. And I think this is something that we have to change a little bit. I hope that we can. It's already starting a little bit. I have to say though, like the last year,
Mhm.
I see that more and more creators trying to help each other. It was always like a bit of a secret, like to be successful. Like, why are you successful? It was because designer A did it this way, and designer B did it this way. And I see that this is changing right now. That we are helping each other more. So it's very very important to also um, be in contact with other creators. How are they doing stuff?
Absolutely, because everyone has there. I personally don't believe like yes, there's going to be some friendly competition, but there's enough room for everyone to grow and be successful if you choose to actually compete in this lane. I
Hmm.
think that there's, and maybe this is a little too idealistic, but I do think that you can have a supportive community where you share things, not all your proprietary secrets, but you share
No.
things and you're able to encourage others and still be successful. So I do agree with what you're saying. And it's good that there's some mentorship going on and there's some sharing with how to get started and people aren't so tight lipped about what's going on. So
Hmm.
speaking of marketing, so Manly Weekend. Tell us, like for those of us who are familiar with the Happy Weekend sales, Secret Sunday sales, 35 Linden Saturday sales and Manly Weekend, but don't know like, A, how would I get into that and what will it do for me? Can you tell us what is Manly Weekend? Because that's your event. And how can this raise the visibility for a new creator?
So I started Manly Weekend in September 2019 because I didn't really see a lot of um, things and events going on for men. It was all focused on women.
Mhm.
So I came up with Manly Monday. Actually, Manly Monday was a group that had a sale only on Monday for men. But we found out like after 2 weeks that the Monday didn't work out. It was something that didn't. It was not a good day. Monday is a very bad to have a sale. So we changed the name into Manly Weekend. And Manly Weekend is a sales group which is from Friday till Sunday, where top designers offer a product for 50 linden. This was a lot of dedication and a lot of work to get the top designers together, because you get a lot of questions like, for example, why would I offer a high quality product for 50 linden? And the answer to that is that it's not just about that product, that individual product for 50 linden, but it's also everything around it. So if people come to your store and buy something for 50 linden, the chance that they buy something else and see your other products, is huge. And this is a very, very good way to promote your store and your brand.
I have to agree with that because I've gone to stores thinking I'm only going to get one thing and end up loving some unique items that I saw there and bought the whole entire store out. So thank you very much for creating events like that. That's going to potentially bankrupt me. I just wanted to share that. So guys, if you're not aware who the participating designers are, right behind me, there's our participating designers. We have Torrie, we have Katwa, there's Centiglia, we have Mr. Razors, Bjorn. We have tons of designers. So just look at the rotating board that's right above my shoulder and you can see who participates in Manly Weekend. Latre Doe. So going back to you, Rick, if I'm a new creator and I don't have a big name like Doe or Katwa, will you accept me in Manly Weekend?
This really depends on the quality that you offer. There are certain, and there is a certain quality that we check before we can accept you. But what I suggest is just fill in the application and send it to me or apply online, and we get back to you and see if we can get you in or not.
Okay, can you tell us some of the rules? You don't have to go in depth, but like maybe 3 or 4 of the rules that what would qualify me to get into this event?
Let me get the formula real quick. So one of the rules is, for example, to participate at least once per 4 weeks. So we want, how do you call that? Consistency. So, not that you just participate once and then you don't, you're not participating anymore. So what we want is our rules are, for example, copyright issue, participate at least once per 4 weeks. Your store should have a sufficient amount of items, at least 5 different designing items. So, those rules, for example, apply. But again, if you want to apply, everything is on my profile, or and check it here in the Manly Weekend office too. So yeah, just apply and we get back to you on that.
Okay, guys, so I'll leave the application. Is it a Google Docs application?
Yes, yeah, it is.
I will leave the Google Docs application link in the description below. Rick will send that to me in IM, and I'll leave that for you guys. And also, I'll leave a link to the Manly Weekend office in case you guys want to come check it out and subscribe to the group or whatever you need to do. I have a question because I know a lot of new designers do this. They buy full perm mesh items, and they say, I'm a great texturer, so I'm going to texture and sell it. Do you allow those items in your event?
No, we don't. No.
Guys, it has to be original mesh. So just putting that out there, you heard it from Rick himself directly. And then just one more question about this. If I don't have a store and I'm a new designer, is it possible for me to still get into this event?
Yes, it is. So what we did is for new designers or stores that don't have an enrolled store, we made a Manly Weekend booth center. And in the center, you will get simply a booth where you can set up your item for. We will include that in our note card in the hut, and people can get the product over there. So we also help you with that. So if you don't have an enrolled store, this is not a problem. We can provide you with a booth to set up your product. Yeah.
How much does it cost to get in?
So the participation fee is $500 per weekend. So you need to get 10 sales. And if you don't have a main store or a store in Worlds, we also can set up a whole booth for you, including all the marketing and placement and stuff like that, for $250 per participation.
Okay, that's very reasonable. And guys, I have to tell you, as someone who has had experience in setting up events, like say event like Man Cave or Manpocalypse or Equal 10, to get a booth there and get 30 prims or 50 prims is usually between 500 lindens, 750 lindens or more. And I think
much more.
Rick,
much,
you can
much
attest
more.
to that. Yeah.
Much more. Yeah.
Yeah. So his price is below market, and that's like kind of fair. So all right, so thank you so much for telling us about Manly Weekend, what went into that. And
sure,
and I think that you absolutely support new creators, especially with that booth, in case they don't have enough money to open a sim right away.
Absolutely. But it was also a lot of work to get all these designers together. It's a lot of meetings. It's a lot of questions that you have to answer, of course. So it cost me really a lot of sleeping hours, because people contact you in the middle of the night, for example, and I try to answer them as soon as possible. But Manly Weekend was not easy. But now we have over 140 designers, so I'm really proud of that. And this weekend, for example, we had 58 participants, so I'm really happy with that. So if one of the designers is looking, thank you also so much for your trust, and I'm really happy to have you, and I'm really happy to see Manly Weekend being so big.
It seems very successful. I know Tim Novak covers it every single weekend. I enjoy watching his videos. I enjoy his personality. And I think it gets like, I don't know, 600, 700 views. So there's some visibility out there just for this event. That's how I found out about it, through YouTube. So great job. This seems like a really mutually beneficial relationship.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Between designers and yourself. All right, then. So Rick has given us a lot of major keys and jewels. So he's told us, please dedicate time to your craft and perfecting your mesh. Like, don't just release anything. Number two, he explained to us that it's going to be important to have the right people in the right places to help with customer service, because you can't be all things to everybody. He explained to us the importance of marketing and having visibility, and that's probably the most important thing for a new brand. And also you told us that, listen, it is okay to outsource. It's okay to outsource certain things. As you know, the person who's in charge of operations of your particular brand, you need to just be able to put the right people in the right places. And sometimes that means outsourcing things so that you have high quality in every arena. So if you have an outfit, you have high quality rigging, high quality texturing, high quality mesh. Do you want to add anything to that?
Yeah, a little bit, because this is so what maybe a lot of people don't know is, but a lot of designers are outsourcing. But it's also common sense in a way, because
I think
for
so
example, I'm creating a very nice skin, but I want to have a very good working HUD. Am I a scripter too? No, I'm not a scripter. So I hire somebody that can make the script for me. So a lot of things are also outsourced, and we cannot be good at everything at once, right?
Mm-hmm. I think what you're saying makes total sense, and it is a little bit of common sense. But I think for people, sometimes having an idea is so big that you don't even like work it out just piece by piece how you're going to do it, because you're just like, this is too large for me. I don't think I'm going to do it. And sometimes it's just a matter of taking your idea, put it down on paper, and breaking it out down to bite-sized goals. Like, how will I get the mesh? How will it get textured? How will I let people know that this is available? And then you just have your checklist and you just start checking things off. And all of a sudden you have an item, a name of a store, and a brand. So I want you guys to think about that. I do have a question, and it seems to be escaping me right now. So I'm going to wait until it comes back. I just guess I want to ask you about SL, because we had an interesting conversation offline. What is the future of SL? Like, what do you think SL can be used for? Because you had a lot of like really great ideas and thoughts on this.
Yeah. So Second Life is a platform that is amazing. That so much. But what like frustrates me the most actually is that it's not being used as it should be. I mean, with this I mean that we could use it for much more than it's used right now. Like a very good friend of mine, for example, he's doing his meetings in Second Life. So what he did is he made an office here in Second Life, and his clients and potential clients he invites to this office, and he has these meetings in Second Life. This is something that I find amazing. Honestly, I find it such a cool thing, especially in these times that we are all sitting at home right now. You know, that you can just do all these things in Second Life. So it's being promoted a lot as fun and everything, but I think it's also a very good way of doing meetings and showing things. Like, for example, in real life, we want to rebuild our apartment that we have, and so what my plan is, if I have the time for it, to recreate the apartment as it is right now. And for example, we want to get some walls out. We just take the walls out and see how it looks, you know, so we can basically rebuild the whole real life apartment into Second Life, and then, you know, get things out and change stuff and see what the effect is. And that this is something that Second Life is capable of. I mean, Skype is a great platform too, but you cannot do this next step. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah. And so I think you bring up a good point. I work in corporate America, and even without what's going on where we're advised to stay at home, telecommuting is a huge thing. There are some people who are only in the office 2 days a week, or some people who are there 4 days a week, 3 days a week. So in order to, I know we're not getting that technical face-to-face interaction, but we can have a virtual boardroom where we can all talk, and we can have on screen, we can run computer share systems where we could see what's going on and actually conduct business in Second Life. I think that's a great idea. And schools, telelearning too, absolutely.
Yeah, schools are being promoted also a lot, like universities. One thing that I want to mention though is that in 2010, I met the CEO of Linden Labs in real life in Amsterdam. And I had a good chat about promoting Second Life. And one of the things he put a lot of focus on was to get all the universities out here in Second Life, and to that's something that he did, and that was very, very interesting. One thing that I still miss though, which I would love to see, is a 3D application. I mean, Linden Labs is now working also on an app on iOS where you can communicate with your friends and everything. I find that an amazing idea. But my dream basically is to have also a 3D world on the iPhone or iPad. You know, that's my biggest dream, that we can have this chat right now on my iPad, for example. That would be so cool, because there are a lot of people that are having an iPad or iPhone but don't have a good computer, so they cannot run Second Life. So I mean, this is really my biggest dream, and this is that I'm begging for already since 2009, I think, and it's still not out. We have Lumia for Android.
Lumia, yeah.
But you know, we don't really have a good client for iOS. So that's really my biggest dream, and I really hope that Linden Labs or a different company comes up with that. You know.
Any lone wolf programmers, if you play Second Life and you have ideas, like contact Linden Labs and see what you guys can come up with. So I know there are a lot of talented programmers out there, and maybe.
But wouldn't it be that amazing that you just lay in bed and they can still log in live and see that?
It would be. I have Lumia, and I literally chat when sometimes I'm going to bed with some of my friends on Lumia. But unfortunately, you can't move around as easily. It needs some work. It hasn't been updated, it seems, in some time. But yes, that would be amazing. I totally agree with you. And your phone is mobile, so you can take your virtual world with you as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
So that works. So thank you for sharing that. I thought your thoughts and ideas were good, and I wanted to just start a conversation in the comment section below. Like, guys, let us know what your dreams are for SL. And if you have any questions for Rick, leave it in the comment section below. Maybe I'll like combine all these questions and we can make a part 2 of this video series, since he's been so open and, you know, sharing with us and forthcoming with everything about, you know, what it takes to become successful or start actually in SL business. I really appreciate the feedback. All right, so now I'm going to go into some fun. Oh, one thing that I wanted to say that escaped me that Rick said. Rick said there's no straddling the fence. Johnny from Paragon said the same thing. No straddling the fence. If you want an SL business, you're either in or you're out.
Yeah, absolutely. Totally agree on that.
So I wanted to just stress that point because this is the second person who said this to us. All right, so let's talk about what Rick does for fun. What do you do for fun in SL?
Playing around on my platform, doing nothing.
Like, what do you play? Like, play around? Is that like building or decorating or inviting people over and having SL barbecues? What do you do?
Well, to be honest with you, I don't even remember the last time. To be honest, I don't really play Second Life, but what I do like is, for example, the sim that we're on. This is called Crystal Ski Resort.
Is that where we are now?
Yeah, we are in Crystal Ski Resort. That's basically the sim that everything is on. Yeah, what can I say about this? So I was a ski teacher in real life for 10 years, and so I built Crystal Ski Resort here in Second Life. To on the sim, for example, you can ski, you can sledge, you can ice skate or whatever. You can rent a cabin over here. And this was basically my hobby, so I'm trying to work also a little bit here on Crystal Ski Resort, where I'm or play around a little bit with these. I mean, I like skiing, so you can ski here. That's something that I do also as a hobby here in Second Life.
Oh, that's awesome. So you brought a little bit of your real life into SL. So first of all, the backdrop is gorgeous and it looks like really romantic, like in terms of not only physical activities, but just lounging about and maybe cuddling in front of a fire or something with like SL Bay, someone special in SL.
Yeah, you should have a walk around on the sim. We have a ski lift, for example, where you can go on, and we have a lodge where you can sit next to the fireplace or play some card games. Yeah, we have a lot of things to do on the sim.
Yeah, I'll definitely do that. And I'll also leave the link below for Crystal Ski Resort. So in case you guys want to find things to do, because sometimes on YouTube, I hear a lot of people saying, oh, SL is dead and there's nothing to do on board. If there's nothing to do on your board, you're just not leaving your platform, guys. So I'll leave this here so that you can check it out. So let's ask Rick some personal juicy questions.
Ooh.
Rick?
Ooh.
Are you single, Rick?
Bring it on. Am I single?
Yeah.
I'm not single in real life. I got a very loving partner, and in Second Life, I have a future wife that I still need to ask.
Wait, what? You're double dipping? So you have a partner in real life, and you have. Okay, do you think that's possible to have like a Second Life and real life partner?
No. This is just no. Please don't do that. I'm not supporting these things. No, absolutely not. No, I have a very loving partner. I have a very, very loving partner in real life, and he knows about her. We are very good friends, and we found it just a very cool idea to get married because we are just so close in Second Life. That is the reason why we want to get partnered in Second Life. But that's it. We just wanted to have the experience once that we get married. You are invited, by the way, Mausi. So the marriage.
Wait, you're gonna, okay. So thank you. So Rick is saying, listen, one romantic relationship, whether it's Second Life or real life. Okay, so let's clarify that, guys.
Yes.
But he's marrying his best friend here.
Yeah, no, I mean, I'm very close to her. We are really good friends. We help each other with a lot of things. We share ideas and everything. So, but yeah, I'm not really into like Second Life relationships myself. But I think this is a great. I mean, Second Life is a great platform for this. So if you're looking for a partner, go for it. I mean, there are a lot of people that are looking for a relationship. I think this is really cool because you can do a lot of stuff together. I mean, there are so many things that you can do here in Second Life. So the sky is the limit.
Absolutely is. Again, this is a virtual world. So it's an open world, and basically everything here comes from someone's imagination, whether it's a store, whether it's a landscape, everything here. And also, but what's more importantly, you get the hearts and the people. That's who you're meeting behind these avatars. So yeah, it's totally possible to have a loving relationship. It sounds like you found your pixel soulmate. So tears. Let me slip my wedding ring back on. Just kidding. Okay. Do you like animals?
Yes, I do. As you can see here on the right. I don't know if you can. it though, the cat.
Oh yes, you
Can
have
you
a
see it?
cat here.
Yeah, that's also, I got this actually from my future wife.
Hmm.
So no, we call it as a joke, future wife, because we are planning this for, I don't know, like for 3 months or something. So I just keep saying, my future wife, my future wife. Just the name I found already very funny. But to get back to pets, I have 2 cats in real life called Simba and Gucci, both found on the streets. Super adorable, and they are my everything. Really.
Gucci sounds really bougie. I just have to say that with a name like that.
She's the queen.
So it makes total sense. And are you a coffee or tea person?
Definitely coffee.
Me too. I
Definitely.
love iced coffee though. Like people don't like iced coffee as much, but I love iced coffee. But that was pretty much my last question, the pet question. So guys, thank you so much for watching. Thank you, Rick, for allowing us to pick your business brain and giving us a head start, letting us know about Alantori. Guys, if you are not aware, we have some giveaways going on. Not only is Rick giving away the Rick Bento body and the Marco Bento head at his store. Bento body can be found on the Midnight Madness wall, and the Marco Bento head, which are both baked on mesh compatible, can be found in the group gifts. For a nominal fee of 50 linden to join the group, you have a full mesh obby. So new users who've been walking around with default system obbies and want to upgrade, you can come to Rick's store and get that. Be sure to buy his skins because you need the skin for the body and the head, and they're pretty well priced as well. There's tons of free hair. There's free clothes on the Lucky Board, so you can get those items. Check out Alantori. It's an amazing store. There's great hair. I'm wearing the hair right now. Fluff's my roller set. And the gift cards. Let's get back to the gift cards. So we have 3 gift cards for 1,000 linden value each. 2 of the gift cards can be won if you subscribe to my channel, like, and leave your in-world username. And 1 gift card you have to work for. And I hope a lot of you guys participate in this. So this is what you have to do. You have to create an obby using the Mark Bento head and the Rick Bento body, and make any type of obby you want. Fantasy, rocker, urban, an elf, a gnome, whatever you guys want to do. Alternative, conservative, not conservative, whatever you guys want to make it and tag Alantori's Flickr page. I'll leave the link below. What you can win is a $1,000 gift certificate, 1,000 linden from me, which Rick has matched. And so that's a 2,000 linden prize, guys. So please be sure to enter that contest. We want to show everyone what diversity this body offers. Thank you guys again for watching. I love you so much for spending time with us. Mwah. Say bye, Rick.
See you guys. Thank you very much. And see you in the next video. Ciao.
Ciao. Bye.